Hello. What is being suggested here is that there is just boundless energy. That's all there is. This is boundless energy in this form. Room, bodies, voices, sounds, everything that seems to be happening is simply boundless energy. And that boundless energy is completely free. It didn't begin anywhere and it's not ending anywhere else. It's immediacy. It's this. It's boundless energy. And it has absolutely no purpose or meaning of any kind. So I'm going to say that again, because a lot of people don't realise what that means. All there is boundless energy, being everything and nothing. And it has no purpose or meaning of any kind at all. It doesn't have a beginning or an ending, it just is what it is. It's a mystery, it can't be understood. And it's not influenced by anything, God or consciousness or any of those ideas that arise. There's no influence, it's completely and utterly free. It's free because it has no purpose or meaning, it's not doing anything. And also, because it is free, it can also be limited. Otherwise, it couldn't be everything. So that energy that's boundless also can become contracted. But only apparently, because all of that energy is only an appearance out of nothing. It's nothing appearing as this. It's an appearance. And when it appears as a contracted energy, it also can enter the body of a child after it's born, after it's been born. In the first year or two, when a child has been born, the contracted energy that is boundless can enter that body. And the feeling in the body of the child is a feeling of self-awareness that arises for the first time. It wouldn't recognise that feeling. Suddenly there's a sense of something in here. Before that, it's just, there isn't a locality, there's just energy. And then suddenly, there's a feeling of something in the body. And that body becomes, that something that arises in the body, that's contracted, becomes a sense of something, which then becomes, as the child grows, a sense of individuality. Suddenly a sense of individuality arises, which is reinforced by self-awareness. Self-awareness comes with the contracted energy. I'm aware of a self. And so you could say the I am dream begins. There's a sense, I am a real person. As the child grows, he meets other real people. And so for that child, as it grows, then being a person in the real world is normal. This is normal. Everybody, there's hundreds of millions of individuals in the world living in the real world. This is normal. This is my life. So what also arises in that sense of individuality is that I was born, I'm living a life, and I one day will die, and that is a journey which must, for goodness sake, must have some sort of purpose and meaning. So already the individual has adopted the idea that it knows that it's real, it knows its journey is real, and it knows that it must have a real meaning and purpose to its life, which it can fulfill, hopefully, through something else that it thinks is real, which is its free will and choice. So it grows up, the individuals grow up in that sense of self-awareness, with a feeling that what's happening to that individual is real. And this is the normal situation for people. That's how they live, and that's how most people in the world are living. And what they're trying to do is make their experience of their life as good as possible. So they're always looking for a good experience. And they learn through what they do at school and everywhere else, or they think they learn how they can apply their free will and choice to make their life worthwhile and meaningful. But there's a problem with that, in that being an individual brings a feeling of separation. It brings a feeling that I am a real person and life is happening to me, it's out there. It's out there and it's separate from me and it comes to me as an experience. So the individual not only has these beliefs about itself, but it also has a knowing which it develops and it's taught. It's taught to know more and more about itself and the life and the world it lives in. And it confirms everything that happens to it as a known thing. This is happening to me. I know. In simple terms, I know I'm sitting on a seat. But that's normal for it. I'm aware of sitting on a seat. But that whole experience of knowing things are happening, of knowing I'm sitting on a seat, is reinforced by awareness, but of course also emphasizes and reinforces a sense of separation. That sense of separation can bring a dissatisfaction. A lot of people live with that dissatisfaction and make the best they can of it. What you see in the world is people making the best of the life they lead. But for some people, they question that feeling of dissatisfaction or they're feeling that something is missing in their life. So they seek for a deeper meaning to their lives. But of course, they've grown up as individuals and they've grown up believing that they have to make things happen in their life. And to make things happen, they have to have good experiences. Something has to happen for them that there's a good experience. So when they come across the idea of being fulfilled, they also see that as another target, another obstacle, an obstacle, a something that they can have for themselves. So they then try to seek self-fulfillment, and they go to teachers of self-fulfillment. There's lots of them around now. And there always have been in different forms, religiously and so on, and these days with psychotherapy, and there are many, many teachers now who don't attach themselves to any sort of religion, but they promise a fulfilling life of some sort or other through a process of some sort or other, like meditation, self-inquiry, and so on. And the individual that's looking for that self-fulfillment is looking for it as a something that can happen to them, as another experience. Now, what we're talking about today, what's happening here is a discussion about the two possibilities, awful possibilities. The one possibility is that the whole construct and sense of being an individual is illusory. And the other thing that comes with that is the confirmation that the whole effort that the individual makes to try and find self-fulfillment is completely and utterly futile, because the individual is approaching the sense of self-fulfillment as as something that it can obtain for itself. So that's what we're talking about here. And when we talk together, it's possible that the different beliefs about the me and the life of me and the world that the individual lives in can be discussed, and it's also possible that the fixed ideas that people have about themselves and the world they live in can unravel in that sort of way, in a sharing of concepts and beliefs. But there's something else that happens, or apparently happens here, which is beyond words and completely beyond understanding, and that's what this is about. It is about energy. As I said at the beginning, all there is boundless energy. And the individual that comes here can come here with a contracted energy, which can open into the whole energetic.
Hello, Tony. You said all there is energy, and the energy is an appearance.
It's how everything is only an appearance out of nothing. This is nothing appearing.
Yes. So the question is, is there something that is not an appearance?
No, there isn't. Because everything is only nothing. We're talking about a mystery. So there is only nothing and everything, but the everything is also the nothing. They're simultaneously one thing. There's not a nothing deep in the earth that then appears as everything. Everything is also nothing. It's impossible to comprehend. It doesn't make sense. It's a mystery. So this is nothing appearing. So everything is only an appearance. There is nothing that is real, but the individual lives in the illusion that it is real. I am real, therefore the world is real. So it sees everything as something that's real. And that's the dilemma. That's the great illusion. I am real. And because I'm real, I'm important. My life is meaningful and can be good or bad. All of it is divinely meaningless. Which is awful news for me. But of course, if everything is meaningless and without purpose, ultimately that is freedom. There isn't anything going anywhere or doing anything. Freedom.
You say one sign of this me is to try to make one's life work.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to know that this didn't work really.
No, it never works. It can't work. You're looking for something that's meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I cannot imagine if there would not be this me, that there wouldn't go on some impulse to do things.
Well, the brain is still functioning. Well, the brain functions regardless of there being a me or not. Because essentially the me is a construct of the brain. It is either active or it isn't. But it doesn't matter because the brain goes on functioning in relationship to the apparent story only. The brain is an organism that functions in the apparent story and it reacts and responds to stimuli. So self-survival still happens regardless of whether there's a me or not. A me is just an apparent, an appendage which thinks it survives for itself, but actually it's the brain self-surviving. And then also things like hunger or anything like that is simply a response of the brain. The body's hungry, so eating apparently happens or not.
And there would still be some feeling of what?
Well, yeah, but not for me. Yeah, but not. The problem is that when there's a feeling of hunger, all the time there's an artificial me there. It thinks it's hungry. I am hungry because I am a real person and I feel real hunger. That's where the illusion arises. That's the dilemma. That there is a me here that has a feeling or an experience which it wants to fulfill in some way or other. That's the illusion. It doesn't need to. There doesn't need to be a me for eating to happen. Or whatever. Or whatever. Me is, in a way, an added bit of software that is totally and utterly useless, but creates a lot of trouble. Apparently. Apparently.
Is this thinking and thinking and thinking?
Oh, yeah. And apparently trying to manipulate the world. He doesn't actually manipulate it at all. It is simply energy in that form. Let's not forget, all there is energy, and energy takes the form of a me that appears to try to manipulate the world. That's what you see in the world. The energy of the me energy apparently trying to manipulate the world and dominate it in order that it can gain good experience.
Yeah, there I still believe the impulse of having good experience.
Yeah, huge. I mean, during the me takes form in the child, it learns to become fascinated by the story of me, and it also becomes fascinated by the idea that me is going to make its life work. What you see in the world are people who are totally fascinated by the idea of I becoming successful. Have you noticed that?
Yes. Sure.
It's a theme. Or also, of course, the fear of I becoming a failure. That's what you see in the world. Both of those ideas are completely illusory. There is no I to fail or succeed. There is no success or failure. But the I lives in a dualistic experience. That is, the I is dualism. It doesn't become dualistic or enter some dualistic cloud. I is me, the self, is dualism. So it lives in a split world. And it lives in success, failure, beauty, ugliness, goodness, badness, all those things. There is no polar, there is no polarized world. That's an illusion. It's a dualistic illusion. There is only what is. It's not good or bad, it's just what it is. This is inescapable. It's all there is in this room. This, what is all there is. The me adds itself on the I'm here, what about me?
The worst thing for me is knowing I'm not real.
Sorry?
The worst thing for me is knowing I'm not
Well,
real.
the me, you can't know you're not real because you need somebody there to know they're not real. It's a contradiction. I don't know who I'm talking to. I just see who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Knowing you are not real is just another piece of understanding. This has nothing to do with understanding.
I know, it's just a bad feeling, that's all we can say.
Sorry?
It's a bad feeling, that's all.
Bad feeling.
It's a bad feeling.
I know lots of people who know they're not real, but the trouble is they're still there knowing they're not real.
So the me talks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then we get, in a sense, the me doesn't do anything. It's just me energy. There isn't really a me. That's the whole surprise of this, that when the me drops away, completely, suddenly realise there never was a me. But the apparent me seems to talk a lot. It's me energy. I'm real.
It can't go anywhere.
No, there's nowhere to go. No. There's nowhere to go.
That's
He
right.
wants to go a long way. He wants to go to Africa or India, because that would be good, he said. He also wants to go to enlightenment somewhere called enlightenment, or happiness, or whatever. It's always looking for the next big thing.
Even just to come up with a question.
Yeah. So yeah, but it also has lots of questions, because of course the me wants to know. It's been brought up and it comes to believe that knowledge is power, or knowledge will bring progress, or knowledge will bring a better experience of me, or for me. So it's always talking a lot in order to find out what's the best next move. To be a Christian or Buddhist or a rapist or a rebel or a terrorist. Or a millionaire or whatever. I quite like the idea of becoming a millionaire. That when I was a me, that's definitely an attractive idea.
That's a great idea.
For me, I think I saw money as the nearest thing to freedom. Being rich was the nearest thing in the apparent story to what I thought was freedom. I could go anywhere and whatever.
But about the question,
Sorry?
about the questions, the me also wants to come up with a question that could end the questions.
Yeah, there isn't one. Because there isn't an answer, of course. The idea of having a question that would end all questioning is to have the answer to that question. But there isn't an answer. This is not an answer. There's nothing here for sale at all.
You realize that's hugely disappointing.
Sorry?
You realize that is hugely disappointing.
Yeah, the whole thing is very disappointing. And it's sort of ironic because the me is looking for something that it's never lost. It constantly lives in what it longs for. It's always looking for something else. It's looking for what will be rather than what is.
So it's really just looking.
Yeah, and being disappointed. I mean, it can be at times very excited and apparently satisfied, but in its heart it knows that satisfaction will not last. When I was a me, I always knew somewhere that what was really good, or seemed to be a really good experience, wouldn't last long.
Hi, Dominic. I was first time with you about 6-7 years ago.
You saw me 6 or 7
Yeah, the first time. It was quite a shock to
Yeah.
hear what you were saying.
So you went away and then you're back 7 years later.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I was the last 4 years, I didn't come to your meetings. I was as I met you and as I heard you first time and also the years on, it was somehow, it was present was what you said. There was present, it was like an understanding.
Right.
And that somehow it got lost or it got involved in other things. Now there's a change. What you just said about what comes close to freedom is money.
Yeah.
Now I have some money, that's why I'm coming here. I couldn't afford.
Oh, okay.
And there was a time, I don't know if it's still, that you offered it, one can call you at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always wanted to call you, but never there came a question. I was really pissed sometimes that there was no one to talk to you, but there
you
was
don't
no
have to have a question to talk to me.
Yeah,
Like keep on saying that to people. If you want to tell me what you have for breakfast or what you feel like or what's going on, that's fine. You don't have to have a question.
And there's one thing, like if you say that with a child there comes the eye, and later people what people are doing and what they have in mind, and but isn't that all what is happening? Because
It's apparently what's happening.
there is no choice.
No,
So it's just what is happening.
totally.
But there is nobody to. Sorry.
No, I wasn't saying there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's what seems to happen. That's apparent.
but there's nobody to blame. It's just,
No,
it's just what is happening.
absolutely. Totally, you've got it, man. So you've got money and you've got the answer. Actually, you haven't, but still. Yeah, there's all there is what's happening, but it's only apparently happening. It's not real.
This thing is not clear to me at all.
No.
It's apparently and the real thing.
Well, you see, even your money is only apparent. It's not real. Is that bad news? Everything is only apparent. There's nothing that's real.
I mean, it sounds good. Everything is apparent.
Yeah.
But not only for me. That's a word. Yeah.
That's nice.
So this me feeling, this meing, is quite much, this meing is quite much,
He thinks it's me, yeah.
it's something more or less identical with thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thinking is just another thing that happens, like the wind blowing. But all the time there's a me, the me will hear the thinking and own it. And it thinks that the thinking is about its life and what's happening in its life. So it takes ownership of the thought and then makes something of it. And often a thought can become like a CD. It goes on repeating itself.
Yeah.
It's a very serious. I know women don't love me is one of them or something.
Yeah.
All sorts of thoughts like that. When there's no one, when there's a natural state of boundlessness, and there's no sense of identity, thoughts arise in the brain and simply can't find anybody to talk to, so they fall away again. But thinking still happens. Thinking is just energy in that form. Energy takes every form, including the form thought. But certainly thought can reinforce a sense of me.
That's the point, because I'm coming here a few years already.
Oh, you came here a few years?
Yeah.
Are you rich now?
Also, maybe.
Oh, right.
Well, during this whole time, I realized that I got less and less interested in discussions and thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other thing is, I try to get away from intellectual discussion.
Yeah.
So I feel better without that. But then I have a few friends which always attract this. And then I just trap in. I may go and discuss. But that is interesting. I don't know where, I don't have anymore the time. The impression that I do discuss, it just comes over me to talk.
Yeah. But how much are you involved in the talk? What is the talk about? Money or politics or whatever? Just anything. Your friends talking about all sorts of things.
Some are more of politics. I don't like that kind of.
Yeah.
Money, not so much,
But you're not so interested now.
No, but when the group starts, I'm one. As usually, I just start.
Yeah, well, me joins in everything in order to be loved. With things. It doesn't work because in the end, me can't know love in its free form. It only knows love in a need form. So it joins in with the society that it's involved in order to feel comfortable with the society it's involved with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's always looking for a better experience or a good experience, including being part of the tribe or whatever. And it's only satisfying for a very short time.
What about pain?
Pain is just something, again, like thought that happens. Physical pain is simply something that happens. All the time there's a me, and the me takes ownership of that pain and thinks that it's my pain. And then it gets emotionally embroiled in the sense of the pain and what it's about.
But when I feel the pain in the leg or in the back or wherever, then and I don't want it, but still it is there.
Or wherever you don't want it, you're involved in it. The me feels things and does or doesn't want them, and therefore it's sort of involved in what's happening, like pain. When there's no one, pain is just pain. There isn't another thing that doesn't want that pain anymore. The brain will still respond to that pain and maybe do something about it, but there's no longer the energy of me or I or the self that's involved in that pain and wants it or doesn't want it.
So I can tell to the pain just to disappear because you're not real.
Sorry?
I tell to the pain just disappear because you are not real.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the pain disappearing. Even when there's no me, the pain can still be there. But there's no one in pain. There is a difference, actually. You'll find one day. The me in pain is emotionally embroiled in it, and that's very powerful. When there's no one, there's just pain.
Can it be, therefore, that when I feel my body, I feel the pain, and when I'm in sleep, when I'm in dreaming, I don't feel the pain, because then I'm not in the me.
It's possible when you're asleep, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible. But you can't stay asleep all day. Well, I have tried, but it's not easy. There's no escape from me.
Okay.
All the time there's a me, there's no escape from it. Because the me is embroiled and imprisoned by its own sense of contraction.
So how do you?
No, I don't. There is no one.
Okay.
There's no one. The illusion that there is a me or a soul simply collapsed or fallen away. It never was real. And there's nothing left but everything. So all that's here is everything. This is everything. There's no longer a sense of a locality or a me or a centre that experiences what's happening. There's just what's happening.
So it's emptiness.
Yeah, it's empty. It's an emptiness that is totally full. Because it's an emptiness which doesn't have any sense of identity, but in it is everything. Sound, feeling, colour, laughter, sadness, whatever is happening for no one.
So the emptiness is in the same time the bounded energy.
Empty fullness.
Okay. Thank you.
Formless form. The relative absolute.
If there's no purpose to the forms and to the lives we live,
Say that again.
if there is no purpose to the forms and to the lives we live, is there any? Can you say anything about the reason why everything is? Is it a play?
No, there is no reason at all. There's no reason why this is. This just is.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no reason because there's no purpose or meaning anyway.
Yeah.
And don't forget the other thing is that actually, and the me can't comprehend this, there is only immediacy. There is only what is. There isn't the before and after of what is. It's just this. There's no time, there's no real time, there's no real past and future. There is only this. So this doesn't need a reason to be, it just is. That's amazing. That's amazing.
So it's not even for fun.
No, not at all. No, some people's idea that this is just play and all that. There's nothing playing, there just is what is. It's totally impersonal. And yet it's also unconditional love. It's unconditional love. And it's absolute freedom. And there's no reason. If there was a reason for it, then it would have a purpose and a meaning. Me would like things to have purpose and meaning. Then it gives them something to do.
So how should we spend the day?
How does it? Oh, it doesn't. There isn't a day. There is just what happens. It's only the me that would think, now how am I going to spend today? I haven't got anything to do, so I better find something to do, otherwise it's a bit of a waste of time. But that doesn't arise anymore. There's nothing to do, There's nothing to do. It's rather nice.
For other people, it's very boring.
No, it can't be boring because there is only absolute love. Everything is the beloved. So how could there be anything be boring if everything is the beloved? Just this. Doesn't need any more than the beloved. But that can't be described to the individual. The individual is always looking for something more. What's this? What's that? What can I do with that? What can I do with her? What can I do with him? What's that about? Where can I go now? This is just... It's indescribable. It's unknowable. This can't be described. As far as the me is concerned, it can't comprehend what this is. And yet, it longs for this, and also it sits in it. It's all there is. So what it longs for is all there is. What it longs for is all there is already. This. There's nothing to look for. There's nothing to find. There's no need for change. There's no need to meditate and become more still, or more loving, or more open, because this is already what is.
So why are we here?
I'm not. I'm not here. There is only everything. And actually you're not here. You think you are. You think you've come here to see Tony Parsons because you've heard, which is true, that he's absolutely wonderful. But you've heard that you think you'll come here for a reason. But it's possible that you'll walk away and realise there was no reason you were here.
So I come so many years ago.
Another.
But I can't understand you.
Sorry?
I can't understand you.
You can't understand.
I can't understand English.
This is good.
But I know that this is all.
Yeah.
That is not important for me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I come to you, to your day, to your Tony Parsons.
Yeah.
I think so.
Thank you.
And I think this is empty. This
Yeah,
is,
it's totally empty.
but this is all.
It's total emptiness and total. Can only be fullness if it's total empty.
So I don't must understand.
No, it's
You
good.
say
That's great.
no Tony Parsons. Yeah, I see. Yes, I think I see you.
Yeah.
But that is all.
It's a big joke
Yeah, it is a joke.
that we think we're individuals, yet we come up with the exact same questions over and over
Yeah.
again.
What now? What's next? It's a joke.
It's not funny.
It is. but nobody's laughing. God is a comedian with an audience that never laughs. It's amazing. Because, of course, it's about something that's absolutely simple and completely obvious. When it happens, well, it doesn't really happen because there is no me to fall away. But when the influence or the seeming sense of contraction suddenly is no more, then people talk to me and say, this is amazing. It's absolutely amazing because it's so obvious. And I can understand, Tony, why you can't say what it is, because I can't say what it is. It's impossible to describe. It can't be described. If it could be described, it could be known. And then if it's known, it could be taught. This is not a teaching. It's only a description. It's only an illumination. Or something that can't be known. Do you want a mic?
Yes. Has it an influence to Has it an influence to the I energy if I'm here?
The I energy is simply an apparent energy, contracted energy.
Okay, this contracted energy is here
It's
in
here.
front of you. Yes,
Yeah.
it appears to me.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, is there a reason to come tomorrow, for example?
Oh, there's no reason to come at all. There's nothing here for the individual. This is the worst place for an individual to be, because it could be the apparent end of an apparent individual.
And to get rid of it.
No, you can't get rid of me, because it's not there anyway to get rid of. The dropping of contracted energy is only an appearance, it's not real.
Okay,
It doesn't really happen.
Yeah, but this happening, this meeting, why is it invariant?
There's no reason why this is, it just is. Why is there a tree? There's no reason why there's a tree, there's just a tree.
And why I am here?
You're not here. You're not here, you're only apparently here. And you're apparently here because you feel dissatisfied. And you think you can come here and find satisfaction, and you can't.
Yes, and I think if I come tomorrow, the possibility is rising to get rid of.
I know, absolutely, but there's nothing that you can do about coming tomorrow or not coming tomorrow. It may or may not happen.
Yes.
Nobody came here, it's just what has apparently happened. They may think they chose to come here, but it's just what's happened. Apparently.
Okay, but if it's happening that I'm coming tomorrow, is the possibility rising? Will I get rid of it? My brain. Yes, that's it.
It's possible you might die tonight. Who knows?
But there is no birth, and there is no death.
No, well, shh, don't tell him.
The question is still here.
Oh, don't worry about it, it's all right. Anything's possible.
What makes you call this the beloved?
Well, nothing makes me do anything because there's no one here. But what happens out of everything is the term beloved. It's something that seems to happen a lot here. And some people feel funny about it because they think it's something to do with spirituality. This is not a spiritual message. It's not about anything that's good or divine or holy. But in some reason or other, then this, what is here, is called the beloved sometimes. The beloved. But I think the characteristic, the DNA of this body here is romantic. So he uses that word. There's other people wouldn't. There's still, although separation happens after birth, prior to that birth, the physiology takes on a certain characteristics, sort of European characteristics or whatever, and everybody has, or the body, the physiology has its own apparent character. And that's nothing to do with me or the I. You don't need the me or the I or the soul to have, for the physiology, to have a characteristic, a way of being, joyful or whatever, serious. This is romantic.
I wonder why you would call it that.
Say?
I wonder why you call it romantic? I'm looking
Oh,
for.
there's no why. Oh, well, romantic's the nearest word, or sexy, or I don't know. I don't know. It
Sounds
doesn't use.
positive.
So that sounds
Sounds like there's something positive about all
positive.
that is.
Oh, does it? Oh. No, there's nothing good about this message or bad. It's just a message. But somebody at the last meeting also felt uncomfortable about the word beloved. And we talked about it a bit, and then we agreed that instead of the beloved, I would use the word marmalade. And that seemed to be okay. All there is marmalade.
Is that what "om" means? Orange marmalade?
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think Ramana Maharshi used the word beloved, but that's the only thing we have in common. Mike?
So the idea that I do anything to make things better is a complete hallucination.
So I didn't get the last bit. There is no I to do anything. I got the first bit, the idea that I can do, there is no I, and there's nothing to do. All there is what is.
You meant that to be able to do something would be a complete hallucination.
Would be a
Hallucination.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a dream that there is an I that does anything.
I was thinking about this thing with the contracted energy. The contracted energy is also only
An appearance.
yes.
Totally. Totally. Even the boundless energy is only an appearance.
Ah.
There's nothing, boundless energy is nothing appearing as boundless energy.
Because energy is something which apparently this body can experience, feel.
Well, it depends what you mean. The way that energy is used here is the everything. It's not a particular energy.
Yes.
It's the everything that seems to appear, but it can also become contracted. And certainly the me can sense contracted energy.
And if this contracted energy explodes out, yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering about.
It melts back in there. Well, it doesn't apparently do anything because it's not real anyway. Contracted energy is only boundless energy in the contracted appearance. But you could say that all the time there's a sense of contraction here. It's possible, but that sense of contraction will simply evaporate into the whole. But when it does, there's a recognition that it was never contracted anyway. And there's no such thing as liberation and enlightenment and contracted energy and boundless energy. All there is what is, which can't be described or known. All that's left is unknowing. So the idea of contracted energy or whatever simply evaporates, meaningless.
Yeah.
It's only in this context where there's a meeting here apparently, and we're talking about this. So the way that's convenient to talk about it is as a story of a contracted energy or boundless energy. Actually, they're both meaningless. This meeting is meaningless. It's simply there's something else happening here that's absolutely beyond words or meaning.
Okay, your answer is stopping thinking.
I think you did too.
Hello?
Hello.
I've kind of lots of responsibilities.
You carry lots of responsibilities in the story.
And I notice now, like, sometimes I often have guilt. I have the feeling, why didn't I answer someone fast enough, or why didn't I do something in the right way? And now I'm kind of thinking, it's okay. I mean,
totally. Oh, it's totally.
No, I can't manage everything perfectly.
No, well, what's apparently happened because so far, only apparently happened because it hasn't really, it's absolutely perfect. It couldn't be any other way. You didn't do it, it's what happened.
But that means also all this story, I have to communicate with.
No, you don't.
Well, but there is something happening, right?
Well, yeah, but you're not doing it, it's what's apparently happened.
But also names and thoughts and. Yeah.
It's an appearance, it's meaningless, utterly, wonderfully meaningless. There's no responsibility. There isn't anyone. Nobody's ever done anything because there isn't anybody.
Just one. When we talk about this openness to or about this energy of the other possibility, it seems that the apparent me can be at times very immune against it, or they're sort of closed. That
it's fine of it because it's like a free fall. It's wild.
That it feels like really being closed, like it cannot penetrate or something. But at the same time, then I think but that's also it, so it doesn't make much difference in the end. Because even the apparent feeling of being close to openness is also
ridiculous.
what's happening.
You can't be close to openness because there is only openness.
No, not close, I mean close like...
Close, but
not
you can't
open.
be close to openness because there isn't anything. There's only emptiness. The idea of being close to it makes you real, and you in a position that is away from emptiness, from openness. There's only openness. You as an apparent person is openness, appearing to be an apparent person.
That is the joke.
There is only what is, and even the idea that there isn't only what is also what is. There's no escape.
And, would you say that maybe the apparent sense of individuality could be a root cause of some sort of psychological diseases, problems?
It's the separation, the sense of me, is the source of all neurosis.
Even insanity. It works, even insanity at its birth, maybe.
It works.
Insanity in the farthest form, maybe, of
insanity. Yeah.
Going crazy from
schizophrenia.
You can't handle it.
Most individuals are schizophrenic, mildly schizophrenic.
Or it can be deeper.
Yeah.
Or some apparent.
But it doesn't. But being schizophrenic is also what is. There's no escape from what is longed for, because even sitting here thinking I don't get this, the idea that I don't get this is also what is. There's nothing that isn't what is. So the idea of having to do something or become something in order to find what is also what is. The idea that I can't do anything about this is also what is. What you long for can't be escaped. Thank you very much. Thank you.